Good evening, Britannia, and hello to the rest of the world. Welcome to 2CTV and the latest updates from the troubles across the United Kingdom. This is going to be a very interesting news update, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys know, earlier today, we were told by the police across the country that we will be having over 100 planned protests and riots by the so-called far-right thugs, and the media talked about it all day. Even right now, as we speak, if you switch on to GB News, you see headlines like this: anarchy in the UK. Ladies and gentlemen, if you hear all this, it's all kicking off apparently. But let's talk about what actually happened. There was a shock response to the far left and the Islamists who decided to come out. Earlier on, we started seeing this sort of footage. About 5 p.m, 6 p.m, all the shops closed. The police were everywhere, patrolling the areas. Everything was quiet, empty. It got to 6 o'clock. It got to 6:30. It got to 7 o'clock. And then we started seeing the far left coming out. We then started seeing the Islamists coming out, taking over the control of the streets. And then the shock response is that the English protesters were not going to come out. And this is where we're going to discuss exactly what's happened. First things first, let's go and see what happened in East London, Walthamstow, as we discussed in the previous live stream. This is where the left-wingers and the Islamists all came out to fight against fascism. Fascist scum off our streets, but the fascist scum were not on the streets. Let's go to another video from Walthamstow. Something, we fight back, something, dark side. So, essentially, the left-wing activists and the Islamists and everybody else were a little bit humiliated tonight. They fell for the false flag. We're going to discuss the police and the media in a second. Let's go and find out, because then they started coming out more and the police started freaking out. We're going to talk about Sheffield in the north of England, because things are kicking off in Sheffield because the Islamic side are out covering their faces and everything else with the Palestinian flags. And then the police are freaking out saying, what do we do? What do we do? Because there are no white English protesters out there. First things first, let's go to East London.
Killing of the people, innocent people. And he said, I'm English, I'm proud. Alex, you and your nationality, you should be ashamed. I think he just needs to be off the crowd.
The other problem is that the police, I believe in some areas, have already ordered the dispersal orders and everything else. Why are they still out? Why are the police not dragging them out back to their homes? But this is what we're used to. We also saw some scenes from North London in Finchley, which is a very strong Jewish and Persian community.
Wiadomości się pojawiły. Dziewczyny zostały zamordowane, bardzo dużo ofiar. Protestatki dalej.
Just a bunch of communists who decided to come out. But as we also predicted, when one side come out, the other side eventually come out anyway, right? So in many places, you got the far left already out and somehow talking about free Palestine. And then in Brighton, we already had a few people getting angry from the local white English locals, and they decided to kick off, saying, "Well, what are you doing out here? Go home." And then the far left started attacking them as well. So it's been completely a messed up situation across the country. Now let's leave London and Brighton. Brighton was the only place that a few people decided to confront the far left. Let's go to Middlesbrough. Let's see what happened here.
Da ne angličani Rusus oddeleno. Da griftinane, peljali bićama reso.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Another false flag. We had Walthamstow, false flag. The rest of East London, false flag. Finchley, North London, false flag. Middlesbrough, false flag. Sheffield, let's go to Sheffield. Sheffield got completely out of control. A lot of the Islamic side came out covering their faces and everything else as usual. This happened. You can see that was the moment the police started to panic, and they started to form a line to stop the crowd from moving forward, because they're like, well, there's nobody else here. Who are you trying to fight? And they were started chanting Allahu Akbar and all that stuff. And I'm glad, of course, that the English protesters didn't come out. I'm glad nobody started to loot the shops. I'm glad that no clashes happened tonight. We'll talk about the false flag, the police and the media. But let's go to the next video we have from Sheffield.
There's all peaceful giving speeches and then I
The interesting thing is, right now, it's basically a bunch of left-wing, spoiled middle-class, champagne socialist weirdos. And of course, the Islamic side have also come out, running around the streets for absolutely no reason. And police are trying to contain that situation. And they're all shocked. Like, what is going on? I was a little bit surprised when we heard that on a Wednesday afternoon, we're going to get a massive, over 100 places rioting and protesting. Like, it's the middle of a week. Usually they come out the weekends, but not that that's a scientific fact, by the way. Anything could happen, but I'm glad that there are no disruptions from the white English locals. Having said that, right now, the only thing that the police are worried about in Sheffield is basically one side. And the media are not really covering that, which is kind of interesting. And the only bit of a confrontation we had was in Brighton, where a few of the people who were in a pub came out and said, "What are you doing?" And the far left and Islamists started shouting at them. That was it. So far, I mean, I'm saying this right now. I'm live 9 minutes past 9 p.m. UK time. If you're watching this tomorrow or next week, and if straight after this live stream things kick off, don't forget, I'm doing this live. As we speak, everything is fine. Let's go to Croydon. Obviously. You also had so many other people flying the Palestinian flag and singing Free Free Palestine, Free Free Narnia, all the other imaginary places. But all that aside, we did hear from the police all day and yesterday that over 100 locations have been organized. Now, let's talk about probability. Out of 100, let's just say, we should have at least had, because you would say, well, a lot of people changed their mind. A lot of people were told, behave. Let's just say, hypothetically, 100 places were organized, right? Even if some people, a majority, changed their mind, or were scared, or were told to behave, out of 100, at least 5 or 10 locations should have had disruptions. I'm glad we don't. I'm glad we don't have division, right? But nowhere? As I said, the only place was 4 or 5 people coming out of the pub in Brighton to confront the far left activists. So far, for now. Again, I'm doing this live. The whole thing could change, right, within the next half an hour. Also, there could be, it probably won't, but if something happens later, it's because what I always say, when one side comes out, afterwards the other side come out too. But for now, nothing's happened, right? Which makes you think, were there actually over 100 places organized, planned protests and riots? Because even, as I said, if the majority have changed their mind, or half of them, at least some people would have come out. Some towns and cities. Or was this a false flag? The list was given to the media by the police. They were very cautious. Or were they doing guesswork? Were they just guessing? Were they just looking at the precedent and what's happened over the last week and previously saying, okay, these are the hot locations. This is the list of hot locations that could potentially, theoretically happen. Let's give that list to the media. It's either that, guesswork, prediction, or maybe there were no planned riots or protests in over 100 places. Considering, yeah, until yesterday they said about 30, right? That was a very specific number as well. And now it's then turned into over 100. As I said, if there were over 100 planned protests, right? Proper planned. Different groups, different towns, different organizers, right? Different far-right thugs and hooligans, right? Even if the majority, the reason it's not happening is because everybody changed their mind and, were told by the media you'll be arrested, right? Probability says at least 5 to 10 locations should have still come out. Be rogue, be rebellious, right? To say, oh, we still want to commit crime, we don't care. Considering they keep getting called far-right thugs. If you're a thug, you don't really care about committing a crime, right? About disrupting the peace of society. Where is everybody? Was this a false flag? Let me know in the live chat. I'll get your reactions as well. And why is the media, including GB News, going around even tonight, as we speak, with these headlines, subheadings, anarchy in the UK? Is it? I mean, why? Why would you do Project Fear? It's just spreading more fear and propaganda, and this isn't helping. This is just creating more fear, more paranoia, more division, more hatred. It's insane. Stop it. You need to unite the kingdom. It's time to unite the kingdom and get your own United Kingdom merchandise. It's what a grifter does. I'm grifting. That's what the left wingers call me. I'm a grifter. After years and years, I finally decided to do some sort of merchandise because you guys kept pushing me. And I've done it. Unite the kingdom. You got the hoodies and t-shirts. Go get it. The link is in the description. And we've added these canvas shopping bag things. Sophie, one of the subscribers, suggested earlier. Apologies for the price. The website we are using is already expensive, so otherwise I would have put like £3 for the bag or £2, but unfortunately it's a little bit expensive. So maybe ignore the bag because it's too expensive. And even the mugs are expensive. I wouldn't buy them. I'm not doing good advertising for my own shop. Don't get any of it. It's expensive. But get the t-shirts and hoodies. Anyway. I should not be in sales. Let's go. First super chat, the Muppet Defense League. After the Muppet Defense League. Love it. Lily Gal saying, Palestine action assaulted 2 police officers and guard. Where was this? Taken to hospital. Police said sledgehammers, axes, whips, other homemade weapons were seized by officers at the scene. I will look into that. Lily Gal, thank you. Steve says, this was always a false flag hyped up by the mainstream media. Can't believe the far left and the Muslim communities fell for it. I'm still laughing about that. I do have also a funny video which I'm going to show you, by the way. Give me a sec. Nina says, North Finchley, nothing. What was that about? Shame on them. All right, let's I'm going to show you the funniest thing that's happening right now. And this is Bristol. We forgot about Bristol, guys. In case you don't know about Bristol as a city in this kingdom, it's a combination of California and Cuba. You get a bit? Yeah. Very, very left-wing liberal, woke hipster with a dash of communism, right? This is what they are currently doing as we speak in Bristol. No far right. It's just the hippies and the hipsters and the commies. Listen to this.
We are black, white, Muslims, and we're Jews, and we're gay. We are black, white, Muslims, and we're Jews, and we're gay. We are black, white, Muslims, black, white, Muslims, black, white, Muslims, and we're Jews, and we're gay.
What? We are white, purple, black, something, and we're Jews, and also we're gay, apparently. What about the others? Where are the lesbians? Where are the bisexuals? I think that's all included in gay. What? I mean, they're having a great evening. Fair enough. They're having a great evening. Let them enjoy it. The absolute state of the left. Toddy Terrace says, debated some people yesterday, and they defended a small minority of the Islamic side who want Sharia in our country and take over our countries. Fruit Loops. Definitely Fruit Loops. I criticized their Sharia and of course their Islamism on X yesterday, and some person came out and said, why do you hate you're Islamophobic and all this? I'm like, to clarify, whenever I have a choice between a democracy and an Islamic state, I will always choose democracy. I don't think that's controversial, considering we technically live in a democracy. For now. Apparently that's controversial. Apparently that's hateful. How dare you not like an Islamic state? Mandy says, how do I send you videos from Finchley? Well, more than the ones I already showed you. The DM on X is easier. That's what people send stuff. Where are we? Kirkland says, how are people already sentenced for the riots? Stalin couldn't get people in jail. This was because they used magistrates' courts rather than crown courts. The process is much faster compared to, of course, like, for example, cases for murder and everything else. They have to use crown court, long procedure with the jury and evidence, left, right, and center. But for these sort of things, they just use quick magistrates' courts. They've always used magistrate courts for these sort of things, even in 2011. That's what is happening. But all we are asking is equal treatment. Obviously, they started arresting one or two from the Islamist side. One person obviously already been charged. But if anyone, even tonight, actually commits a crime, I don't really care if people are going to go around covering their faces and shouting Allahu Akbar and all that. Free speech. People wouldn't agree with them, but whatever. But if anybody actually commits a crime, and they have, over the last week, over the last few days, Birmingham and many other places, we simply want the police and the judges to also treat basically everybody equally. Anybody who commits a crime, treat them equally. Done. Chris says, has Paul Thorpe been removed from YouTube? No, he hasn't. I don't know. He's fine. He's just left the country, obviously. He's fled the UK. As far as I know, his YouTube is fine. I don't know. The last time I checked was a few hours ago. So many lefties, it will be another Iran. Do not turn Britain into another Iran. This is a message from I was going to say former Persian. I don't think my heritage changes. I'm still a Persian, technically, heritage-wise, ethnicity, but obviously I'm a proud British citizen. Royal subject. Alison Brown says, hello Akbar, hello Akbar. Who the hell? Oh, you're going to get banned at some point by YouTube. Tammy says, keep up the great reporting. You are my favorite Persian Christian brother. God bless you. God is great, right? I think sense of humor is still accepted on YouTube a little bit, so it's fine. It's not hateful. Start a GoFundMe campaign to cover the legal costs of rioters. Well, if they've actually committed a crime, it's probably not best to cover their funds. But if they've been arrested because they were protesting, like the ones in London, yeah, that's unfair. There were a number of people who were arrested in Westminster outside Downing Street. That was definitely unfair, and they definitely need support. Take their cases to the highest court to make the UK government answer for its crime. The other group who are being arrested unfairly is a few people who've not incited violence, but said controversial things on social media. That's also unfair. We still say technically supposed to have, well, limited free speech, but still free speech while it's limited. Barbara says, maybe they are all in the pubs laughing like mad at these protected ones. Yes, of course. It's Wednesday evening. They're all at home watching 2CTV. Look, we have over 20,000 people watching. We got more people watching than there are people on the streets right now rioting or not rioting. Oh, what a mess. Where did this misinformation come from? Hope not hate, Eric Rowling, the leftist. So technically it was the police. It was the Home Office going around giving a massive list of over 100 locations, pre-planned protests. They gave the list to the media started talking about it. Unless they somehow have arrested every single leader, as if it's some sort of ISIS sort of situation. No, it's just nothing happened, basically. For now, again, this is live. If everyone decides to come out within the next half an hour, don't blame me. I'm not responsible. Toddy Terrence says, apparently all these riots are all Labour areas. Yes, we so far have not had a single riot or disruption in any right-wing constituency in the United Kingdom. Not one single right-wing constituency has had any sort of disruption, any sort of riot. So remember that. The next time you have a debate with someone on social media or at a bus stop or whatever you go. I was going to say pub, but I don't think those people go to the pub. These champagne socialists, far leftists, weirdos. They go to bars, cocktail bars. Mandy says, told you, they want to keep us off the streets. And Ryan says, has anyone been arrested for rough speaking? Rough speaking. Not yet. Mandy says, oh, I've already got that. Thank you, Mandy. Tanya says, lols. Whoever came up with this plan is awesome. False flag, patriots played a blinder, I think. Can you do a dog bandana? Actually, we could do, speaking of dogs, reminding me of Bomban, because he was biting my leg. Bomba, do you want to? I wanted to ask his expert opinion on what's happening tonight, because of course Bomban, while he's also a house rabbit, he's also the our political editor and expert on 2CTV. When he's free, he's currently licking himself, so he's in a very important meeting. Claire Louisa says, I am trapped in a horror movie. So the biggest risk to the UK now appears to be stupidity. Please show Bristol. We showed Bristol. Do you want to see Bristol again? I'll show you Bristol again. But make sure to take some paracetamol painkiller afterwards, because it's going to give you a headache.
We are black, white Muslims, and we're Jews, and we're gay. We are black, white Muslims, and we're Jews, and we're gay.
I can't take this seriously. Why did I watch this twice? We are black and white and ginger and purple and green and Muslim and Jews. What about Hindus? Why are they not Hindus? Also, where are the Christians? But they're also gay, so it's fine. Mr. Wilkes says, hi, handsome. Sneer Starmer's plan isn't working, is it? The right knows his plan and remaining peaceful thus far. Keep Tommy safe. Love to you. Thank you, Mr. Wilkes. And Chris says, the sign immigrants built this country. Was there a sign? I missed that sign. Which video was that? Oh, I can't find it now. There's so many videos we already showed you. We'll go back to some of them to find that sign. Why are they saying free Palestine? I thought they had a problem with the white far-right thugs in England. Why are they attacking the Jews again? So always about the Jews, according to these idiots. Too bad the mainstream media didn't cover the half-naked homeless guy in Sheffield running around with a vodka bottle, about 5 police trying to grab him and couldn't. I need to find that video. Oh, before I die, I need to see that video. I don't know why, but I do. We have another. Oh, it's just videos from Sheffield kicking up. So as predicted, of course, we have one person. I always say, when one group comes out, eventually it's going to provoke the other side, right? Not necessarily in a mass riotous situation, right? But you're always going to get one or two people getting angry, saying, "What are you doing?" Now, from their perspective, it works both ways. So when the white English protesters were doing their own thing, and then you had the Islamic community from North England or Midlands came out to kick off and all that. That was the beginning of it. Now we have a latest video from Finchley. I haven't actually seen that. I can just see one guy shouting at the others.
No one wants you! No one wants you! No one wants you! I can get robbed in this fight. I can get robbed in this fight.
One angry local man decided to come out and shout at them saying, "What are you doing? Go home," right? Now, the media are going to say, "Oh, well, he represents the far right. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't break any laws. He was just expressing his opinion, anger, verbally." The exact same thing that over the last week, the far left and the Islamists have been doing up and down the country, according to the media. And when they came out with baseball bats, the media said they have come out to defend their communities and stay united. Now, one man in Finchley, North London, in the massively Jewish area, has come out, and Persian area, just to basically shout at them. The media are going to say, "Oh, well, they see we got far right coming out in Finchley. This is the end of the world as we know it." Oh, dear. It's just funny. It's so good. Anyway, so that guy is shouting. What else do we have? Jacob says, "Who is Alan and why is his snack bar so popular?" Naughty, naughty. It's not protesters, it's a huge new event in Pokemon Go. It's raids and not riots. I think they're still shocked. They're still shocked by the lack of response, essentially. Desbot says, "Hi Maya, good that the mythical far right didn't come out, but lefties are still not getting it." They were saying, "Where are the EDL?" I'm like, they went away 10 years ago. What were you expecting? Haley says, "English people don't go out on work night." That's a good point. Again, wait for weekend. That's when you're going to get the riots. Firstly, hopefully we don't get more riots, because that's a bad idea. But what were you expecting on a Wednesday evening? Nina says, "So happy our lot didn't come out. That song, oh my God, let them sing that in a Muslim country." Yes, say Jew and gay in an Islamic country. See what happens. What if they have swords in the counter-protests? Well, we haven't seen any evidence of that yet, because we just had a few videos. But the one person that held, well, one of the people who held it, and he happened to be live on Sky News the other night, he's already been arrested and charged. They had no choice but to do that, because it was already exposed publicly. Kinko says, "We don't live in a democracy, we just vote on our dictator." I can show you actual dictatorship. The people in the Western Europe who think they live under tyranny. Oh, I can show you actual tyranny. We live under corruption. There's a difference between corruption and actual dictatorship. Dictatorship is a system. We have tyrannical leaders that we elect. That's different to a dictatorship. Melina says, "Please sell me some 2C Trooper tinner pads." We don't have those. This is a globalist bankers divide and conquer tactic to distract us from a coming global financial crash. Buy gold and silver coins to protect your savings. It's always good to buy gold, but I don't think anybody, even Moses or Abraham, could distract people if a global crash, financial crash comes. I think everyone can see it, by the way, which will eventually inevitably happen because of our stupid dollar system anyway. Yeah, I don't think anybody can get distracted from a financial global crash. Is it time to leave the UK? Well, it seems to be okay now, so only tonight, for the record. We only had peace and stability tonight. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or this weekend. Greg from Canada says, "Keir Starlin Love that name. Keir Stalin is setting up a revolution. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable, according to JFK. That was a quote from a former president. Wayne says, will those labeled far right be arrested for wasting the police's time if they didn't turn up for rumored riots? Actually, that would be funny though. If the police say, well, you wasted our time, we all came out, we had to reuse the resources, you guys didn't come out, you now owe us a riot. Then EDL turned up everywhere because they don't exist. I know. Imaginary. It's like Narnia and Palestine. Tim says, keep them guessing, operate, organize strategically. Phil says, country's gone to pot. I'm more interested in having a brew, a typical Yorkshire man. Stay safe, buddy. Everybody stay safe, stay united, and stay focused, and have babies. All the white British Christians, start having babies. We have a demographic crisis and a birth rate crisis. After this live stream, start having babies. Only if you're married, by the way. Don't go around getting drunk in bars. That's a bad idea. Get married first. Guna81 says, the lefties look so silly right now, standing about desperately shouting at the non-existent thugs. Not as silly as Keir, though. And the police. But for the record, the reason we're laughing at this, because we're happy that no trouble happened tonight, so it's a good thing. If anybody from the mainstream media watching this, we all want the same thing, right? We all want peace. I don't think they do it anymore, considering they've been going around calling everybody EDL. Alan Slackbar, another comment about Alan. Who is Alan? Chewy's, thank you for your super sticker. And Bubba is back, saying let's just all become Muslim and take over the mosques from the inside. Marry 4 of their women at once, get government aid. Jesus will understand. Jesus will understand. I had a similar plot when it came to the Green Party. When I used to be young and naive and a Tory, oh yeah, I used to be a Tory. I used to be part of the Tory party. We came up with a plan, a few of us. The Green Party actually is getting a little bit bigger now because of the Islamists joining, but generally speaking, the Green Party is a small party, but they have resources, they have the structure. We came up with an idea. We said, this is years ago when the Tories were slightly more right-wing, with the young Tories. We said, if we get enough of our young Tory friends and activists, a few hundred, to all join the Green Party, we could basically have an AGM, have an election internally, and take over the Green Party and change the Green Party, because they already have the resources, and turn it into the most right-wing party ever. Basically, it was a similar plan, and I'm sure Jesus would have understood. Drunkman Gaming, as in General Akbar. Yes. Oh, so many jokes. Good evening, I am Spanish. Well, hello, Elma. Saying my country is in the same problem. Oh, I know. Just like your country in 771, we began our reconquest. Yep. Now it's Europe's turn. Stay strong. You say that, you're having a massive problem right now on the streets of Madrid and Barcelona and other places. It's all kicking off. The Islamists and the migrant community, illegal migrant community, have been committing so many crimes over the last few days, weeks and months as well, but especially over the last few days. A lot of the local Spanish people don't feel safe in major cities. So it's not a good situation. It's basically a pandemic across the whole of the Western Europe in general, apart from Poland and Hungary. Andrew says, you've made my day, Maya. Thank you. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to serve. It's a great evening, guys. Trish says, I pray for peace for England. I have family there. I am from Canada and watch you to get the real news. And Bumban does a great job. Did you hear that? Where is it gone again? What is wrong with you? Okay, he's disappeared. It's fine. Ignore him. You're banned, Bumban. Phil says, Hannibal Smith loves it when a plan comes together. Again, Bumna got his back with that beautiful username. I thought gay pride was over. No, not in Bristol. Every day is gay pride in Bristol. Tanya says, what about Dungban? I'm not doing it. Maybe squinted to match my protest dress. You have a protest dress? Why would you have a protest dress? Oh, how bougie. Jack says, thank you, Maya, for all you do. Evil will destroy itself through its own stupidity. Jack's from South Africa. Hello, South Africa, and all the freedom-loving patriots in South Africa. Shira from Israel says, many Jews in Bristol. Bangladesh, by the way. Well, that escalated quickly. Yes, the situation in Bangladesh is not good right now. Obviously, we reported on 2CTV. But the corporate media are completely ignoring the fact that there's currently a genocide against Hindus in Bangladesh, especially over the last week. Nobody cares. None of them care. If the Jews were involved, oh well, the Jews are committing genocide, apparently. No Jews, no news, as we say. Russell says, arrested for being kind on 2CTV. That's a bad crime. Laura says that this is typical British far-right humour. That's why they don't understand what's going on. You literally the media and the police publicise the whole thing all day for 2 days, saying they're going to be planned protests, the police are going to be everywhere. Well, obviously everyone's going to stay at home. What were they expecting? There's another one. Oh my god. There's false flag everywhere. We keep getting updates from different towns and cities. Alan's snap crack pop bar. Jack says, and Marie says, well, and Sandra just proves that Tommy isn't organizing this shambles. Yeah, because he's better at organizing chaos. He's not doing it, obviously. Blackfish Blue says, if the UK ever succeeds and survives, it will be thanks to British humour. That's how the Brits survived the 1940s, by the way. Tiff says, escalating radicalism, continued illegal immigration, careless government, plus the Muslim birth rate, UK is done. It's the same applies to most of the European countries, by the way, over the next few decades. Dave says, Keir Stasi and the far left fail. Bigly, in the words of Trump. The barbarians never take a city until someone holds the gates open to them. And it's your own multi-ethnic authorities who will do it, and the liberal establishment. Narnia exists in your wardrobe, mate. Don't you know? I don't know. I don't usually go into the closet. Get it? Fiona says, loving the humour here. Bill Dorr says, as someone who jokes and mocks the ridiculous of religion, the Life of Brian being my favourite film, can I now be arrested if I make a joke about Mr. Muhammad? What's Mr. for? And do we now have blasphemy laws? Yeah, well, we technically do. Not for Christianity, but for one specific book. Just cracked your shop. Cracked? Why would I say cracked? Just check your shop. I can't even read anymore. Just check your shop. Why are the men's t-shirts listed with unisex? Unisex are real people and deserve their own t-shirts, you unisex firm. Just get it. It's unisex. It's effectively for men. It's the hoodies, isn't it? That the unisex. It's not my fault the shop doesn't have genders. It does have genders, but not for all the products. Stop it. Just get it. In case you don't know what they're talking about, it's about our United Kingdom merchandise. The link is in the description. Get your own, and of course, by getting it, you will be uniting the kingdom. If you don't get it, you hate the kingdom and you hate unity. Simple. Ryan says, I predict the riot. Oh, I missed that song. Predict a riot, mainstream media. Roy says, where is Keir? Is he in hiding? He's just getting ready for his holiday. Maya knows there's not 18. You guys are on fire tonight. What's going on? Bad intel from the paid informants inside the EDL. Where is the EDL? Alder says, Hillingdon barrister councillor John Riley threatened to take people's kids for protesting. Wow. Look up his Twitter and share it, please. It's called Council to Council. Check it out, guys. Shopper says, just got off the phone to Mo. He confirmed the 72 virgins are not the women, but maturing goats. Well, we always say they are 72 virgin goats. You'll be disappointed if you become a martyr. Brilliant. Laughing so much. Good, Jason. Laughter is the medicine. It's class B drug, basically. Have 3 boys, wife. We need another 7. Her face. Whoa. What? Okay, if you have too many babies you can't afford, maybe you should stop having babies. The first Evil 100 says, hi Maya, seeing the BS coming from Sky News. My mum is watching it, but sees the BS too. With the old right wing is making me mad. At this point, I want to take over the UK. I'd be a better leader. Don't worry, but I'm a dictator. Everything will be fine. Tanya says, well, it was my Union Jack. Going dress that became my protest dress. Then I found this. Oh, right. Then it was a Union Jack jacket as well. So now my dog needs a bandana. Okay, well, I might just see if we can do some sort of bandana. It might be an option. I think there's an option on the shop. David says, since the government wants illegals in, they should house them in their houses before using taxes to put them up in a hotel. They get paid for doing nothing, make them babysitters, no extra pay. The flaw in this model is that politicians' life is funded by the taxpayer. So if they have to take in more people, more illegals, they're going to take more tax money. So it's a lose-lose. You see the problem, right? Unless you force them to get private sector jobs. I had of unisex, but I've never had it. Terrible joke. Anyway, why did queer two-tier Stalin invent these riots? To be fair, we must, to an extent, blame the police rather than number 10 Downing Street, but you can tell they're all connected anyway. The briefing came out after they had the emergency Cobra meeting in the cabinet office with Mark Rowley, the Prime Minister, and everybody else yesterday. And then they came out and said, we've discovered there's going to be 1 million protests tomorrow. Like, okay, let's see how it goes. And that's how it's gone. Stone Island says, love your channel, thank you. Well, thank you, Stone Island. And Kia in Hebrew means wool, by the way. For those who understand Persian, or if you're Iranian watching this, I think the Iranians could tell you what what Keir Starmer's first name, Keir, means in Persian. Maybe you can Google it. Let's just say it's not a nice thing. And, okay, I can say only one gender has it. Only half the population has it. That's literally... Keir in Persian, that's what it means. One of them, one of the genders has it. Only one of them. Is Keir Starmer a British Justin Trudeau? No, Justin Trudeau is better looking, and he's also actually, even Trudeau is a little bit more charismatic. He's a weirdo, but it's still a little bit more, and actually he's not though, is he? They're both bad, they're both terrible. Macron, at least Macron, despite his idiocy, at least comes across as a bit of a statesman, even though he's a mini president, he's tiny. But not Starmer or Trudeau. The government will spin this as being quiet, as people don't want to be arrested, of course. And Daniel says, where is the king and the royal family? The silence is deafening. So, because there was a lot of criticism on the Crown, we heard earlier today that it was just a headline on BBC and Sky and the mainstream media saying, oh, the king has requested the government to keep him up to date on a daily basis about the riots. I'm like, you do realize that's just false reporting. It's a job of the Crown every single morning to receive briefing papers from his government. Okay? He gets all the important papers every single day. He gets told everything anyway. They simply did that update to reassure you that, by the way, the king still exists. That was the whole point. Because everybody was saying, where is the king? So the only thing they've been told is, the king has requested to be kept up to date. Well, what were they doing until now? It's his job to literally get briefed every single morning about this situation and everything else, of course, in the country. Otherwise, no statement. You heard if Danny Tomo is okay? Unfortunately not. I still haven't heard back about Danny Tomo. Dave says DWP should check who is on disability benefits. They used to do that, not anymore. The checks have gone. The vetting process. South London kicking off. I'll go check it out now. Phil says, I bet handling the naked dude was awkward. Oh, God. Is that the one in wherever it was? Sheffield or somewhere? Patrick says, quick poll. Thumbs up if you would be in favour of the UK banning all religion for the sake of banning Islam. That's not worth it. Maya, your thoughts on a secular UK. You can only have secularism and a liberal society under a Christian, in a Christian society. That's the only way you could have it. You can only have freedom, free speech in a society that is built on Christian values, whether you like it or not. Everything you have, the birth of modern Europe to North America, Canada and the US is because of Christian cultural values. You don't have to necessarily be practicing to still living it. But all that's gone. And even if you want to be a secular, even if you want to be an atheist, you can only do it if you are in essentially Judeo-Christian countries. So that also includes countries like Israel. Otherwise, you won't be allowed to be an atheist. Do you think you're allowed to be an atheist in Iran? No. Well, they all are, but they just don't publicize it. Fiona says, looking forward to the mainstream media reports tomorrow. Surely they have to show that Bristol song. Yeah, the one far right. And one far right bloke shouting, stop making me laugh. Can't. Secret Audit says, are you prepared that the Stasi could come after you, seeing how they are coming for influential right-wing figures online? Yeah, but they're going after influencers and political commentators and all that. TCTV is a news channel. It's a whole different thing. We simply report the news. We got a lot of activists and influencers who have channels, and they just, they talk about their views and whatever they do. And a lot of them obviously spoke at the rallies that we were together. But TCTV simply reports the news. Obviously, I add my opinion, but it's a news channel. So, and that's why obviously I've already had conversations with YouTube itself, the team YouTube, and also the police. We seem to be okay for now. So, never say never, obviously. But as long as I simply report the news and give my opinion, we're fine. Because we don't incite, we don't encourage people to do anything. Not just violence. I don't even tell people what to do with other campaigns. TC says, the Great Replacement went from being a conspiracy theory to our reality. Britain is completely done. It's over. Time to move to Australia. I'm not sure about Australia these days, but maybe they can take back control as well. The king does not care. The Islamists do not care for the king, so anything he says is useless. I miss my queen. Laura says, British thing to do is laugh and get on with it all. As for us far-righters, understand. British morals, all that jazz, and that all British people should understand. The thing is, the other side don't get sense of humor. So you just said, us far-righters, they're going to take it literally. They're going to call you Laura the far-righter. That's your nickname now, Laura. The far-righter Laura. Mandy says, just Googled his name, suits him. Oh yeah, in Persian, yeah. Yeah, just make sure to Google Keir Starmer's first name, Keir, in Persian. Which first mainstream media is going to get a Rickroll call in? All of them. Israel, there you go, Israelis are watching. Not related, but have you seen what is happening in China? Buildings are collapsing with people left and right. Yeah, it happens every few months, by the way. There are a number of issues with some of them is the ghost towns. Obviously, they're bringing them themselves. We're actually going to do a comprehensive show and a documentary on TCTV Plus about what's going on in China, the whole economy and the state and the divisions in terms of the culture as well. So that was a good reminder. Thank you. Hope he's okay. I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, that's Danny Thomas. Yes. Taylor Swift concerts all cancelled due to 2 terrorists arrested. Yes. Yeah, we just got the notification just before we started. That's interesting. The media have now reported on what's going on tonight in England, saying thousands of counter-protesters rally. So when they do it, it's a counter-protest rally. So that's quite interesting, according to the BBC. Do you really think they will go for Musk? Go for him in what sense? Is it the government? Yeah. We need more context. As a Catholic, yes, please remove religion from government. Oh yeah, from government, yes. I have nothing to fear. What say the religion of peace? And Gareth, thank you very much for the super chat. This is all the super chats. So now I'm going to check because somebody said something about South London. Let me quickly check to see what's going on in South London, if anything is going on. I'm not sure. South London, anywhere? No. What's this? Croydon? Nope. Seems to be alright. Yeah, Bristol are still dancing around. It seems to be okay. Apart from obviously the videos that we already showed you. From up. Should I bother showing this? Yeah, I'll show it. Oh my god, the absolute state of this woman. Just wait for this. I'm pretty sure this is this Bristol? This is Walthamstow, East London. Oh dear. Okay, just a heads up. I'm only going to show it for 2 seconds because I know it's going to give you a headache. This is Walthamstow. The far left are all out, right? Look at Narendra Kaur on the right. Oh dear Moses. Look at the absolute state. Oh my god. In case you don't know, Narendra Kaur is I don't know what she is. She's a grifter, influencer. She's not even an influencer. She doesn't influence anything. She went on Big Brother a few years ago. She became a Z-list celebrity. And then suddenly GB News was created and then turned her into a political commentator. So she goes on GB News and talk about how much she hates white people. I don't know what she does. But she basically blames everything on white people and England, and she hates the British Empire. Ironically, there are tweets from her from 2012, 2013, which we already showed a lot of people. She said the P word to describe the people from Pakistan. she criticized the Islamic side and Pakistanis quite a lot, insulting badly. And now she's the massive defender of the Islamic side and anyone who's brown, but not right-wing. She herself, I believe, is supposed to be Sikh, but I'm not really sure. I don't think she actually cares about religion. Not the way she dresses. Anyway, she has her opinion, fair enough. 2 TSRZ will end free speech. What next? Gulags. Will says, even Maya, monthly report for the Labour Party, think you're out of your depth. What? Even Maya, ... monthly report for the Labour. Is that 4 or 2? Is that a report to the Labour Party or for the Labour Party? Think you're out of your depth. I'm very confused about this comment. Why can't you guys add context and like grammar? Nigel says, shocked when my daughter told me what's taught about Islam in RE. Give people the Quran, Hadith. Oh my God, all of them? Let them read the hateful verses themselves. Yeah, but that's the only way to actually learn about all religions. Actually show them the verses and the text. But that doesn't really happen. So most of the people who convert to the Islamic side, and also even those who grow up with it, they learn about it mostly through listening to imams and their local religious leaders. They tell them the stories, they explain it to them, paraphrase it, and they show the book, obviously. They tell them to read the prayer sections and everything else. But the majority, the big chunk of the people who are Islamic haven't actually read all the verses. Like those, unless apart from the fundamentalists who like memorize the whole thing. Yeah, if you want to get people to understand all religions, you need to actually get them to read every single sentence, every single verse, every single page, and then make up their mind. Just Googled it, Fiona. Oh, okay. It's good, isn't it? Musk, like they tried with Trump. Oh, no. I mean, they can always try something. It could be an accident. But no, I think they'll just try to bring him down financially and cancel him and all this. But the guy has made himself uncancelable. So Elon Musk is seem to be doing okay. But it's what he does that's a threat. It's not him as an individual that's a threat. The police escort a small group of the far left into police vans. Ah, here we go, guys. Hang on, we have an update. What's going on? If the video comes, there we go. All right. What's going on with this? Into a van as counter-protesters outnumbered. So this is Brighton, obviously, as we said. Brighton was the only place that we saw a bit of confrontation because the far left have been out all day. Well, since like late afternoon. And this video is not coming up. This is really weird. And then eventually it provoked the white local English people to come out. Oh, this video has been deleted. What? Hang on. Let's do it again. I'm trying to download this video so that you guys could see as well. Okay, there we go. We got it. Let's go to Brighton. The police have taken some people. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have a quick update for you guys while we are all here from, I believe, Croydon. Yes, we have the latest videos from Croydon, which we're going to show you. It seems to be kicking off over there between the far left and Islamists and the police. So that's just a few seconds, the first video that we had. This is basically just over the last few minutes in Croydon. The police are trying to basically contain the situation. The chaos has been caused by the far left and the Islamists out on the streets. What's the second video from Croydon?
Bro, I'm so confused. Why are they trashing the place? This is the only place in England today I've seen getting trashed.
Madness.
What is going on? Nah.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
Why are they doing it? What's the reason?
That's the far left, and the migrant communities all come out in Croydon. There is no far right. They're just completely trashing the whole area. If anybody trashes their own community, that means they don't even care about their own home. You can have no respect for people who have no respect for their own community. Taylor Swift being targeted. Yes, we know now about the concert. That's weird due to the recent events. And he says Australia is heading this way. UK is the warning. And Jeff says, do you think it's too late to save England? It's never too late. Of course, it's never too late. You can always fight back. Look at the Spanish centuries ago. They lost Spain. Wayne says, Starmer can take a holiday, but Tommy can't. Elon cares not for politics. He cares for free speech. No, he cares about humanity, not just free speech. Free speech is just one part of it. And he has the means to protect it. He gives me hope. He will sue communism into the grave. Well, he's started a fight now against Maduro in Venezuela, which is kind of funny. Have you seen Katie Hopkins' latest video? Explains a lot of what has gone on Overreact the past decade. I haven't, unfortunately. We must be prepared for the much angrier world. I can't do the German accent. North Finchley, you called it. He got arrested. He got arrested for shouting. Oh dear. What a crazy world. Starmer sucks. Why would you say that? Steve says nobody fell for Stalin's psyop apart from Tom, the unwashed single women. Gareth says the king has royal prerogative. It's designed to be used in extreme circumstances. For instance, if democracy is under threat, I think King George would have invoked that by now. Oh yeah, King George would have, yeah. All the Georges. Alex, I heard that there is a doorstep protest happening at 8 p.m. every night. Like the nurses clapping during the COVID lockdown, but people singing chants. Like two-tier Keir Starmer. I haven't seen any videos from that, by the way. Dan says, did you see at the end of the London protests they were calling the police and Labour racist? And thank you for the content. They always end up eating themselves. And not in a good way. Will says, sorry Maya, I'm just tired. Evening, Maya. My report for the Labour Party is that... Oh, that makes sense. There we go. Will corrected the first message. The first one didn't make any sense. My report for the Labour Party is that they are out of their debts. Yes. keep up the good work, unlike others on YouTube who are censoring. That is meant to be on our side. I will continue to tell the truth until I sell out. David says, what are they counter-protesting? Air. They're counter-protesting against air. Just nothingness. The original protests were about protecting our children and stopping knife crime. The actual protests, yeah. They didn't like it, apparently, the lefties. Patrick says, hating Islam is not a racist. Well, it's not a race anyway, because it's a belief and not a race. Hating it does not mean you hate Muslims, but that's also true. Muslims are the victims of indoctrination. Also, they can't leave. If they leave, can we pull this back? That's what she said. I'm in a mood, guys. Let's see what happens. Well, tonight was peaceful. Lovely, guys. Everything great. 1 hour live stream. How did I speak for 1 hour? What? Quite impressive, right? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the content. If you're new to the channel, obviously subscribe. And if you want to unite the kingdom, you can unite the kingdom. You could get your own Unite the Kingdom merchandise. Get your t-shirts and hoodies and all the unisex, whatever they are. The link is in the description. Get it now. I'm Maya Tusi, and we are the media.